The Srinathji temple, which is among the oldest Hindu temples in the region, reflects the strength of the Bahraini-Indian relations and considered as a symbol of diversity and a living proof of the freedom of belief, cultural openness, tolerance, and peaceful coexistence, values that characterize Bahrain's community since old times. The existence of a 200-year-old Hindu temple in Manama crowns the distinguished, deep-rooted relations between the two countries, which date back centuries ago. To talk more about that, we are pleased to be joined here in the studio by Bahrain's Hindu community leader, Shratsi Mr. Vijay Kumar Mukhaya. Right after this. Welcome back. With us here in Bahrain's Hindu community leader, Mr. Shastri Vijay Kumar Mukhaya. Thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you.
My great privilege to be with you once again for our Kingdom of Bahrain.
Yes. Shastri, me and you, we've worked over the years many times together, and I've seen how much dedication you have to the temple and to the Hindu community. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, about your community, about its history in the Kingdom of Bahrain specifically?
With great pride that we are here in Bahrain, I am Shastri Vijay Kumar Balakrishna Mukhya, from the family which is known as priestly family in Bahrain. Since 1800, my great grandfather, late Mr. Manishankar Trikamji Mukhya, arrived here in the late 1800s for serving Lord as a priest. Since then, we are residing in Bahrain. At present, our 6th generation is going on over here. I am the 4th generation, and from the time of great grandfather until me, some one person from our family is associated with the temple's spiritual activities and rituals.
Beautiful.
I would like that our 5th generation and the 6th generation also joins in this spiritual religious rituals. Speaking about the community's growth, in those days before the centuries, people were very small numbers, and those were the days where there was no proper living style over here. Okay. There was no sweet water, there was no electricity, there was no proper transportation, no proper sanitation. But our community, say few families, were staying just in the compound of the temple area. And since then, it went on growing. Our Hindu community at present over here in Bahrain is approximately around 100,000. Not only from India, but neighboring countries as well as other parts of the world. Speaking about the growth, temple provides them the spiritual power which one needs after working so hard throughout the day. Coming to the temple, praying, which gives them lot of peace. Time to time, the community is growing. Most of them since beginning were the traders. But in these days, we have seen that top class executives which are serving Kingdom of Bahrain are also over here.
Amazing. Shastri, how long have you been here in the Kingdom of Bahrain? What have you witnessed during your residence in Bahrain in terms of religious freedom and tolerance?
As I mentioned before, that my great grandfather, my grandfather is born here.
Okay.
My father is born here. My son is born here.
Wow.
Grandson is born here, but I am born in India. My brother sisters are also here. My mother brought me here at the age of 6 months. Since then, I am here. I was studying here, but in those days, the education was not at this level as it is today. So for the further studies, my parents sent me to India and I studied there. Okay. Throughout my childhood until now, what I have witnessed is the religious freedom the coexistence or say the tolerance. Right from the beginning until today, we had so nice time with the local community.
Yeah.
When we are meeting each other, we join hands, greet each other. We meet the locals. They too do this like this. And our greeting is Jai Shri Krishna or Jai Shri Ram. We exchange the greetings saying Salam Alaikum.
Yes.
Religious freedom which we have seen here in Bahrain is such that Bahrain being a very small country, but this is the topmost quality of Bahrain which allows each and every religion to flourish over here and enjoy and do their worshipping without any hesitation.
Absolutely, absolutely. How do you value the facilities and the support that the government of Bahrain has offered to all religions?
Speaking about all the religions, let me say that always we have seen churches, Buddhist meditation center, mosques, matam, Sikh temples, and such on everyone. Speaking about the facilities, I have seen that government has always wholeheartedly supported almost all the activities which are throughout the year in the calendar.
Yeah.
And this support is so easy that it is a very simple approach and you get everything.
Yes. How do you value the very deep relationships and their constant development between Bahrain and India in various fields, not just in the cultural one?
Madam, you might have heard that India at present was celebrating 75th anniversary of its independence.
Yes.
And along with that, it was celebrating the 50 years of diplomatic relationship
Yes.
with Bahrain. But these are some decades. Let me say that the relationship with India and Bahrain is not since decades or say centuries, it is thousands of years. Because I remember there are so many similarities between the Dilmun civilization and our Mohenjo-daro civilizations.
Yes.
The relationship is since then, because India used to be considered as most rich country.
Yeah.
And I have seen in the olden days, there are so many senior citizens over here who have educated themselves in India. Along with that, if we say with the flourishing relationship between India and Bahrain, right from the beginning until now, the trade, along with that, software engineering, oil and gas, all these has day by day strengthened the relationship. And the relationship which is since thousands of years, I will pray, Lord, that this becomes more and more stronger and stronger for coming generations and generations.
Inshallah, I hope so too. Shastri, the Srinath Ji temple is a very special temple. It is in the heart of Manama, and it is one of the oldest temples in the region. It is located in the heart of Manama Market specifically, and we just want you to tell us more about its history and the significance of the temple and the place it's in.
Speaking about our temple, as you mentioned, in the heart of Manama, or I will specially say that heart of Bahrain.
Yeah.
The history, if I say, in the childhood, we have played on the ground which you have seen in the temple. The community staying there in those days always felt secured if there is a place of worship. In the same spirit, it was started with a very small area, and people used to come and pray. Day by day, it went on increasing, and at present the temple which is existing, it is older than 200 years, and it is growing. It was now the third building is there. The very first was demolished, second one is still standing, but they are planning it to renovate.
Yes.
And at present, the temple which is existing is the third building.
Yeah.
If I say that the history of its establishment is as old as I told you, the centuries.
Yeah.
And it helps us in building our moral, being closer to Lord by worshipping, by meditation, and by all the means spiritually.
Absolutely. The importance of religions, of any religion really, is in having a refuge for people who practice certain religions. So from birth to death, no matter what occasion, happy or sad or somber, the temple always offers spiritual guidance to all its community members. Tell us a little bit about these services and these activities and this way of life that you have.
Madam, speaking about the spiritual growth of the community, let me say that it starts early in the morning at 6,
Okay.
and it goes on with the rituals until 8 o'clock in the evening,
Okay.
with some intervals in between. But that is the worship or the service to Lord. But as you mentioned, that from time to time a person needs, either in the happy occasion or say sad occasion, in our Hindu religion, there are rituals to be observed right from the birth until death.
Yes.
Few of them are most happy occasions, but I will say about the sad occasion, that is death. That is the time when person needs more strength
Yeah.
to stand firm. We have a cremation ground over here. When a person expires, we offer it
Cremation.
to Lord fire. Our belief is that the entire human body is made of 5 elements, and we have to return this body which is given by Lord to all these 5 elements.
Yes.
So there are many rituals to be completed after the person dies. Speaking about how the rituals are done, definitely these rituals are done by the community priest, that is me.
Yes.
And from time to time, all necessary guidances or the services which is to be offered, I feel my great privilege to help all those people. Speaking about the happy occasions, childbirth, or say the wedding, or the education ceremony, all these customs are 16 in numbers. So as I mentioned, from birth to death, all these occasions are being looked after by doing rituals
Yeah.
and praying. Along with that, I have seen that sometimes some natural disasters or some tragedies take place.
Yeah.
During those days, when people come to the temple, by worshipping Lord, by doing meditation, they get more strength to face that difficulty which they are facing.
Yes.
Along with that, for the spiritual growth, we have regular sessions of prayer and classes to give them the preaching of our holy scriptures.
Yes, absolutely. When we talk about these occasions and we talk about this kind of guidance, it's a form of education, as you have said. But also the community interacts with the Bahraini community, with the community outside. There are many celebrations that are done in collaboration with the community outside.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about your community's interaction and social partnership in the kingdom?
Definitely, as I told you, that temple's activity goes on throughout the year,
Yeah.
with most special occasions, festivals to be celebrated.
Yeah.
But as I was mentioning, that the social intimacy between the other communities,
Yeah.
let me say that we always be part of their happiness. During Eid, we greet them. During Diwali, they come to us. Along with that, whenever we see that there is some need required by the means of social gathering or something like that, we be the part of them. And while being the part of each and every occasion which are there in Bahrain, people of multi-faith religion, when we meet each other like family members.
Yeah.
And this is what we have always participated in all happy and sad occasions in almost all the social societies existing in Bahrain.
Yeah.
During Ramzan, we have the opportunity of sending food items to the needy families. We have the occasion of giving educational aid.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic struck Bahrain, we have the activity known as blood donation, which we used to conduct since decades in our temple every quarterly,
Okay.
and in which large number of our people come, donate blood,
Yeah.
and that donated blood is given to the needy people here in Bahrain.
Yeah.
There are so many things I have seen since my services from last more than 22 years in this field. Almost we interact with our Bahraini friends as well as expatriates, with all the religious figures, and it is the great privilege and pride of us.
Amazing. So is ours. One of the big events that are happening now in Bahrain, and it is a very important event, is the hosting of Bahrain Forum for Dialogue East and West for Human Coexistence in the Kingdom of Bahrain, with two of the biggest religious heads of the world, so to say. How do you value the hosting of this event here in Bahrain?
The event which has been hosted now, in the past also, there were so many 4 or 5 occasions I have seen of doing such type of events by the government of Bahrain. Since then, I think so the very first was in 2015. Until now, we have seen that organizing such event gives a picture that Bahrain, being a small country, sponsoring or organizing such event gives an example of great quality to the entire world.
Yeah.
Because at the end, we are human beings. First of all, we are humans, then we belong to any of our nationalities, then we are of any of the religions.
Yeah.
But by organizing such event with multi-faith leaders participating in that, it gives the great example of religious coexistence, our wish of brotherhood with everybody, and the best tolerance which we see in Kingdom of Bahrain.
Yes. Yes.
Government support this activity, which I say that it at the end is in the profit or the gain of entire mankind.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rastri, as I said, the two of the biggest religious leaders are going to be in attendance. How would the remarkable attendance of His Eminence Dr. Ahmed al-Tayyib, the Sheikh of Al-Azhar al-Sharif, Chairman of the Muslim Council of Elders, and of His Holiness Pope Francis, the Pope of the Catholic Church, contribute to achieving the forum's goals?
This type of events of religious coexistence and the dialogue, or say the tolerance, which are being organized here in Bahrain, with attendance or the arrival of such holy figures, we have a belief in our India there are so many rivers, and those rivers are considered as holy water. Our thinking is that any person who goes and have a deep in it, or say the bath in it, clears all the sins.
Yeah.
But sometimes somebody asked that these holy rivers are purifying you, but who are the people who purifies the river? So at that time, the most holy river of our religion, known as Ganga, she said that by the arrival of holy figures, just they come and touch their feet to my water, I become fully purified. For here, I will say in this particular event, when these two great holy dignitaries are coming, it means that their arrival itself is the blessing to the land. Not only to the land, but to the entire mankind residing over here in Bahrain. We all will be blessed, and such events, when they are coming into, will encourage and give the recognition to it, the efforts which the government of Bahrain doing. Their arrival will give them blessings as well as their approval that such events be organized more and more in coming future.
That's a beautiful and fabulous way of looking at it.
Yes.
How do you value, I mean, when we talk about this event, it is under the royal patronage of His Majesty the King himself. How do you value this royal patronage of the event, which reflects really His Majesty's keen interest and support to consolidating religious freedoms and to consolidate and strengthen human values?
Madam, as I was mentioning right from the beginning, that His Majesty's support to the very best quality on this kingdom of Bahrain, or say a small island. Right from the beginning, His Majesty has supported such events, and this support or the patronage of His Majesty strengthens the spirituality by the means of soul, or we say Atma, to the entire mankind, and with that support, the blessings come from the heart for longer life of His Majesty, spiritual life, healthy life, and say fulfilling almost all the wishes. His Majesty's support we have witnessed right from the beginning, and I pray, Lord, that this support continues for coming generations and generations.
It will, inshallah. One of the things that has to be mentioned, that during the forum and during this event, not only the Christian community, the Catholic community will be a part, and the Muslim community, but really many religious leaders from very different religions. Our own Hindu temple will be making also an appearance. There are so many religions. How important is it that all of these religions are coming together in this discussion, together to find solutions and to talk it over?
Madam, right from the childhood we have seen that we have seen and heard and witnessed that there is an organization in New York known as United Nations, where almost all the country get together, have meetings, have discussions, try to solve the problems of the world. They are all the political leaders. But such events, as I say, organized in Bahrain, this is not for the first time, but in the past also. This is giving an idea that Bahrain is being a small United Nations, not for the nations, but religions. Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Baha'i, almost all the religious leaders, when they come on one platform, interact with each other and pray for the peace. I say that Bahrain is growing towards the universal head of religious coexistence.
Yes, that's amazing. When we look at this, I mean, just seeing in Bahrain, we see this every day because we live on the island. There is this comprehensive peace. There is this interreligious even dialogue. I mean, even at our events, because they have so many religions coming together, we see people from different religions side by side, in the schools here, studying in the same educational places, in holy places. This is really a dream that we have long awaited, and in Bahrain it really came true. So how do you value Bahrain's efforts in actually making such a harmony possible between religions and to make it a reality?
Madam, let me say that according to the human genes,
Yeah.
right from the beginning until today, I have seen that in Bahraini culture, or say the Bahraini education, or people of Bahrain who are staying over here, has this great quality of being together, peace, coexistence, respect for each other, and this makes the nation more stronger and stronger day by day with this great quality.
Jasri, you have taken part in several events with This is Bahrain Society, with the King Hamad Global Center for Religious Tolerance and Peaceful Coexistence. So many things where you have delegated the Hindu community and played a role in showing the religion. Tell us more about this fruitful participation. How do you feel about it? How do you contribute to it?
The activities by King Hamad Global Center and our dear society, that is This is Bahrain, has given us this opportunity from time to time, going all around the world, interacting with the people, being all the religions together. In all such occasions, we have seen that wherever we have gone, they see all our religion leaders together, acting, speaking, staying, interacting. This scene in our travel, it excites so much to the people of world when they see us together.
Jasri, before we end today's show, my last question to you. Over the 22 years of you being Shastri of the temple and the history of you living here and everything, I'm sure you have seen a lot of stories and things happening in front of you that prove to you how deep and how strong the coexistence is in Bahrain. Can you share with us some of these stories that you've seen that highlight the peaceful coexistence status that Bahrain enjoys and offers?
As I mentioned, that Bahrain since beginning has offered almost everything what we need for doing our activities, and not only we but all the religions. Now, sharing about few of the occasions, I will now share the happy occasions. We have numbers of festivals throughout the year, in which I would like to mention the most colorful event, that is the Festival of Colors. And in our scriptures we call it Holi. During this festival, we have seen that along with our people, numbers of Bahrainis and all other expatriates come and enjoy this festival together in our premises. And there is so big a crowd that there is no little space to be standing. It becomes houseful. So somebody asked me that what is the significance of these color festival? I told them that colors are abstracts of the different flowers which we have in the nature. So these colors are abstract from that and sprinkled on people. While coming, the identity of that person can be seen, that he is he or she is she. But after coming here and the sprinkling of colors, enjoying that, while going, each and every person's face or say the appearance looks same alike. So that gives the idea of oneness. No differences between us. That is the one occasion. And during that time, people say, I have heard from my own ears, from Bahraini families, their small children together, they say that this occasion which we have attended now is the most unforgettable and most happiest event of our life.
Amazing. It's so meaningful.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Shastri, for giving us this information, for talking to us today. Shastri, Mr. Vijay Kumar Mukhia, who is the Bahrain's Hindu community leader. Thank you for being with us.
My great privilege and my prayers to Lord's feet. I was given the opportunity of speaking to you about the most beloved kingdom of Bahrain. Prayers to Lord that Lord's grace always be upon Kingdom of Bahrain, His Majesty, His Royal Highness, and entire government of Bahrain, people of Bahrain. We in future, as we witness, always let us seek the blessings of Lord as well as the holy figures who are visiting Bahrain. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shastri. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And the citizens and residents of Bahrain have always been broad-minded for many generations and continue to respect each other regardless of religious or cultural differences. Whether Muslim, Christian, Hindu, Baha'i, Buddhist, Sikh or Jewish, they continue to live amicably and remain a united family, joined together by trust, respect, love and genuine feelings of brotherhood. They all integrate well into the fabric of society. Thank you for watching and goodbye.